Wonderful, thank you. All right. I call to order the special meeting of council held on Wednesday, July 29th. I'd like to start this meeting off in a good way by acknowledging that we are gathered on the Treaty 8 First Nations territory, the long-standing presence of the ancestors and elders of Treaty 8, and that through this acknowledgement we extend recognition and respect to the BC Treaty 8 First Nations and all of those who call this country home. I'd like to move on to adoption of agenda. I'd like to recommend that council adopt the July 29th, 2026 special council meeting agenda. Can I get a seconder? Councillor Whittle, thank you. Discussion regarding tonight's agenda? I'm going to call the question then. All those in favor? And that is unanimous and carried. Moving on to item number 4, I'd like to recommend that council adopt the July 15th, 2026 regular council meeting agenda. Can I get a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Whittle, thank you. Minutes, sorry, that was minutes. Thank you for that correction. You still okay seconding?
Yeah.
Thank you. Any comments or questions regarding the minutes?
We got lots of work done then.
We sure did. I'm going to call the question, then all those in favor? And that's unanimous and carried. Moving on to our new business. I'd like to recommend that council receive the second quarter financial report for information. Can I get a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Rabble. Thank you. Discussion. I had a couple of just things I just wanted for clarification for those watching.
Yeah.
So with the numbers that are in the brackets,
Yes.
those aren't deficits, right?
No, they aren't.
No. Okay. So that's the percentage of the budget that's left. So like when it says sales and services, no, I should go to operating. When it says operating, right, the budgeted was 875, the actual is the 481, and we have not spent the 393.
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay, all right. No, I just want, and then, so then, yeah, these variances per percentages are like a 55% variance, means there's 55% of the budget left.
Other way.
Other way.
55% of the budget has been spent.
Okay.
To, in this case, this report is to the end of June. So June 30th. So yeah, I guess 2 pieces to highlight there. One being, if we're looking at operating expenses kind of in that middle portion of the budget, and if we look under the functions subheading where it has general government protective services all the way down to water and sewer services. As you alluded to and stated, the variance percentages that are stated there on the far left or far right hand side, sorry, is the percentage of the budget that has been spent to date in that particular category. The amount that is in bracket next to that variance percentage is the amount of the budget that is remaining for that particular function. A couple of things that I just wanted to point out, if I may,
Yes.
is so Parks and Rec and Culture being at 67% of budget, the commitment that's made to the museum on a yearly basis is in that function, and it has been fully paid out for the year. So we'll see that level out over the course of the year, because the museum accounts for a significant portion of that budget. In the water services and sewer services, let's start with water, I suppose. 55% of the budget being spent to date. Also includes repairs to that water line break that happened earlier this year. So there is some pieces we're monitoring there just from a spending perspective, but that's why that particular function would be over at this point. And then for sewer services, there is some engineering costs that need to be reallocated to some other functions that we're working on cleaning up. And the flow meter, the replacement that had to happen on the lagoon side of things, has been budgeted to that account as well. So there's some pieces that we need to clean up from an accounting perspective there, but wanted to share kind of where we were at there. The big piece for me, if I look at the total functions line there at 52%, being at 52% budgeted expenses spent 50% of the way through the year is pretty reasonable to me. And then the total revenues received of 82% at the top there. The pieces where we're a little bit short on currently are primarily related to government transfers, so grants that we're looking to still receive for the year. And then the sale of services would include things like utilities that folks pay as residents in the village for water, sewer, garbage collection. That's primarily the primary function of the income in that line. So that being at 52% halfway through the year, because it's a monthly or bi-monthly billing that happens there, would say to me that we're on budget to meet the targeted revenue pieces there. And then from an expense perspective, like I said, there's some work we had to do, and that was part of, I remember we talked about it after the audit, about cleaning up some processes within how we were recording some pieces within the village records, and that's, again, part of that ongoing process.
And the record function understanding, that change came from the audit, right?
It was a recommendation from the audit, not even a recommendation from the audit, it was a takeaway that we had from the audit.
Okay.
And as part of an ongoing process that we've been going through since we came on from a CFO perspective. We've done a ton of work in the Municipal 360 realm and the connection to Maze, which is the accounting software that's used, and Municipal 360, which is where this report comes from, to get to a place where we could trust what was coming out of those reports. And we've seen that now. And now it's what are we doing in the background to make sure that we're coding things correctly from an accounting perspective, so that when we do get into audit time and we do get into these report pieces, that the data that Duncan needs to pull on a daily basis to operate the village is accurate and can be trusted. And we're there. It's just the odd little piece that needs to be cleared up. So, overall, from a summary perspective, I think we're in a great place. Like I said, there's a few little pieces we gotta tweak here and there, but nothing that's greatly of concern to me at this point.
Yeah, no, it looks really, really great. I know that, you guys have done a lot of work. I know that there was some takeaways from the audit that you've been working on, getting into the system, which has been fantastic. And, as long as, from what I can see, it's looking like we're gonna be on budget for the most part, other than a few repair sudden things that did happen that we are expecting to make an amendment on, which is not surprising. We were all sort of expecting that. So this looks really, really good. So, thank you to you and your hardworking team that are all in the background, and you guys are killing it. Any other questions, gentlemen? Yes, Councilor Ryan.
Thank you for the report. Municipal property taxes July 1st already passed, so we have all that. That's why it's skewing these numbers, because our expenses are only halfway through the year, but our tax revenue is now done. So it's skewed it. That's why we're getting this 678%.
That number, sorry, I did just to interrupt you for a second. I did want to highlight that number. I would essentially disregard that number because it really doesn't.
It's erroneous at this point.
Totally. So
it's comparing, a full apple to half a watermelon type thing. Right?
I like the analogy.
Right. With the investment income, 12%. It's probably just because of the maturity date, right? It's whenever those investments are realized, right?
That and so a couple things there. One, the village has. So there's two pieces, that play into that. One would be interest earned on just regular bank accounts, which is primarily what you're seeing here. In terms of the recording of investment income, historically that's been left to an audit side of things, and the auditors have reported that. There is some fund accounting pieces that happen with interest accruals that they've set up historically in there that we haven't gone and messed with yet or recorded ourselves, but I can say there's 3 GICs that the village has that are all approximately $1.7 million a piece, that have different times that they mature at. So one matured in April, another one's up for renewal right now, and another one matures in December. So Two are currently in GICs, one sitting in a savings account waiting for investment. So it came due last week.
And I think that they're holding the interest rate as it currently is, so we can still anticipate the same realization.
Yeah, the 1 year rate on the one that got renewed in April was pretty close to where it came out at. I think it's back in at like 3.9%.
Okay.
It was a little bit higher last year, but not alarmingly higher than that.
Yeah.
And then current rates we've been getting quotes on have been in that range as well. So that's a 1 year convertible term. So my thinking around that is, in the event that the village needed access to something quickly, having a 90-day convertible fund protects the village in terms of lost interest income on those GICs, because they're locked in for a year and you need to get access to them. And break that contract, you lose any interest income. And if you're talking $1.7 million, 3% of that can be quite significant over the course of the year and can be quite impactful from a village perspective, right? So having a 90-day convertible guarantees some of those pieces and not having to break contracts. So there is a little bit of a lower rate that would come with that, which I think for me anyways makes sense. So,
fair. Don't mean to drill deeper into it, I'm interested. With the 12% from the banking interest, we've realized GIC in April, assuming that's adding into that number, just hasn't been fully viewed on this end.
Yeah.
So what I'm really getting at is, the hope, what I'm hearing, is that the bank will hold interest rates, but let's say they decrease them. Are we still able to cover ourselves at the end of the year? Like,
yes.
Are we on a stable path?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, the one's locked in until 2027 now, and then the other one matures kind of early December of this year. That's locked in as well from an interest rate perspective.
Okay.
In terms of the interest income projection of the 80,000 that's in the budget, in the past couple of years has been quite conservative in terms of that. Even if like a rough calculation of say 2% interest on 5 million is $100,000 in a year, right? So in terms of protecting the village interest where that revenue piece lies, we will be over that projection there. So yeah.
That's good. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the other piece is water services. It's just a recoding situation there for the 102%. We're not really over. We're just needing to allocate differently.
The sewer services you're talking?
Yeah, sewer services.
Sewer services is projecting over. Currently.
That's because of that lagoon.
There's the flow meter valve that is a part of the replacement that didn't fall under the scope of work of the grant. Well, the initial one did, but not the replacement one. So that was an expense in the $15,000 range, and there's some engineering costs that came with that as well. But there is some engineering when we switched over the contract piece engineering to McElhaney. There's some initial billing pieces that came our way that all got coded to sewer services that needs to be divvied out amongst. So different programs. Duncan and I have had some conversations around that, and McElhaney has budgets that they're working within that tie into different programs. On our end, we've coded it wrong, and that needs to be fixed. So next variance report, what we should see is I would anticipate sewer services would still be over due to that flow meter valve, but not to the extent that it currently is. So
we need the flow meter, so
can't live without it. Apparently.
Literally cannot.
So it's just like we have to make this.
we have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's where we put it there. We knew we had to do it. We knew it would put us over, but we also knew there's some work to do in terms of flushing out what the actual cost of that was, spreading it out, and then when we come time for amendment, we have a better understanding and idea of what we need to ask for at that point. So.
Councilor Brown, do you have any questions?
No, all my questions are answered.
Yeah, looking good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to call the question on receiving for information, then all those in favor. And that is unanimous and carried. Thank you. Moving on to item number 5.2.
And council approved the attached future of the Pooskoopi Fire Hall feasibility study summary and recommended path forward brochure for public distribution and direct administration to proceed with its publication and distribution.
Okay, seconded by Councillor Whittle. I'd just like to start off by saying to the staff, fantastic work. It was really what we were looking for. I think that you guys did a great job. I think it really hit on that, touching on those points in more of that graphic way that is more eye-catching. Me and Duncan had a chuckle because I said that to him yesterday, and then he was like, I didn't particularly like it, and I was like, that's how I knew it was perfect.
My words to Justin, I think a couple of days back, were like, I don't know if we hit this or not, but hopefully this is what responds to council's feedback, so.
I think that you did a fantastic job. It's very easy to read, and for the people that are looking for the short read, it's got the quick, and for people who are looking to really investigate it further, it's got options for that as well. So I think that this is the perfect balance. I think it's very eye-catching, and I'm actually quite excited for it to go out. Just to kind of give people a bit of an idea. I think that, you guys did a fantastic job. I love that the QR code is there for like the full study. Fantastic work, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship, and we hope that once this is distributed, that it can leave folks with the impression overall that this is something the village is studying, and that it's part of the long process to kind of analyze what the future will look like for the fire hall, but also that it's a major milestone. You know, we're serious about it. You know, thanks to the RD for their contributions again in the village to look at this pathway. But it's it's something that will require
Extensive.
Analysis and making sure that the village is grant ready. For any kind of opportunities that may come up.
Nope, fantastic job. Any questions for staff or anything? No? Yes.
I like it, thank you, Stephanie, because I think this hit the mark, right?
I love it. I'm telling you, you guys did a fantastic job. I love it.
Because it demonstrates that we're laying out options, we're doing the research, we're not, committing to anything at this time, it's just putting it on a good foundation. So anyways, I appreciate it, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna call the question then. All those in favor? And that is unanimous and carried. See, we liked it that much. I know. All right.
Just before we go to in camera, there were a couple of things that I wanted to remind you of. One was there's a community volunteer barbecue happening on the 13th. Just want to remind council of that. There's also a session for folks that might be interested in running for council. I believe August 5th, so that'll be happening next week. We put out a social media post about it, but it'll be I think 5:15 or 5:30. I can't quite remember the time. I'm terrible for not knowing the time off the top of my head, but there is some info on our social media about it. And then the last one was we currently have a paving RFQ, request for quotations, out right now. It closes on Friday. I know we spoke about this, but just wanted to raise it to council that if you're all willing and your schedules permit, we might love to get your authorization for the whatever paving options are kind of identified early next week. So maybe Monday for a special meeting.
We can't do it on Monday. It's a holiday.
Tuesday. That's what I said. Tuesday.
Yeah.
You misheard me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Definitely me. That's not gaslighting. Duncan's correct. Thank you so much, Mr. Robinson. Yeah, we're most likely gonna have to do a special meeting on Tuesday next week.
Okay.
Are you folks available?
Make it work.
At 7:15 or a normal time?
We could.
We could do
So
this.
I'm gonna be in Fort St. John at the orthopedic surgeon's office with my kids, so as long as we do it in the evening, I'm good.
Okay, does 7:15 work for you?
Of course.
Okay, all right, so I already.
So we're gonna do Tuesday and Wednesday next?
Wednesday will be the candidate information session.
Yes.
Tuesday will
Oh,
be Tuesday will be the award.
August 4th?
Pardon me.
This is August 4th that this
Yes.
special meeting can happen? Okay.
Yeah.
August 5th, I believe.
August 5th is the
5th
Wednesday.
is the Wednesday.
so that's the candidates thing on the 5th,
That's
Yeah,
correct.
and the 4th is the special.
is a special, and it will be really quick. It's just so that we can we can award the paving so that we can get it going, because of course, there's concerns with the weather and everything else, right? So just the quicker we can get it awarded and get it started, the better. Yeah, so, okay, yes?
If we're to have an August 4th meeting, because it's a Tuesday, should we authorize that more than one council member can attend remotely? Just get that out of the way, so we've got our options open to get this across.
Yeah, actually, because that would save him driving in for a 10-minute meeting.
I certainly can.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm just saying, let's imagine 2 or more councilors are unable to attend at the time, right?
I'm comfortable with that. Are you comfortable with that? Do you need a direct motion for
That'd
that?
be great, Your Worship.
I'd like to put the recommendations on the floor that, if needed, 2 or more councilors can attend the August 4th special meeting via, Zoom or whatever, digital
I so
platform.
second, yeah.
Okay, second, any question? All those in favor? It's unanimous and carried, thank you. Thank you for making that, point, Councilor Rowland. Anything else, Mr. Robbins?
No, thank you.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, August 13th is the volunteer barbecue. I know it's been going out through emails and stuff, so please come on out. We're gonna barbecue up some burgers. Oh no, you have a look on your face. What?
I just had a question. Mr. Melkison, was it Friday? I thought I seen an email saying this is coming Friday, nomination packages were ready.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh yes,
July
yes.
31st nomination packages are available.
Okay, I just want to make sure I seen that right.
Happy birthday to me. I can pick it up. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. And then yeah, the information session, is that for council and mayor for candidates or just council?
Yeah, so the question of the session is more of if you're interested in running for council, here's some information for you. It's more of a general information session, so not intended to delineate too strongly between mayor and council, just kind of some cursory introductory information to everybody. So everybody's welcome. Come on.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right.
Residents of BC only, though.
Alrighty, so, I make a recommendation that council recess to a closed meeting pursuant to section 91E and 91C of the community charter. Can I get a seconder? Seconded by Councilor Woodall. Discussion. All those in favor? And that is unanimous and carried. Wonderful.